Hi, welcome to this Thompson Library tutorial on basic searching in CINAHL by EBSCOhost. So what is CINAHL? CINAHL is a database and it stands for Cumulative Index of Nursing and Allied Health Literature. So it's a great place to search in addition to PubMed to find information that's healthcare related. In addition to the full-text articles that CINAHL has available, it also contains full-text books, book chapters, dissertations, conference proceedings, and evidence-based care sheets and quick lessons. It also will link to full-text content that CINAHL may not have within its collection, but that we have in our collection from other databases. So when we go in there, we'll see that it's available to us on a platform called EBSCOhost, which is prominently displayed. EBSCOhost is the name of the platform, but the database itself is called CINAHL. So how we can go about getting to the database of CINAHL, there's multiple options for how you can get there. We can search the database tab or our A to Z list. We can click at our frequently used database list for CINAHL because it's one of the ones that are used most frequently in our library. And we can also find it in the various health-related guides, research guides on campus. If you're trying to access CINAHL from off campus, you will need to log in. It'll prompt you when you try to access paid content to log in. You log in with your single sign-in, and then you should be able to access any content for the rest of your session while you're working within CINAHL. So moving over to the Thompson Library homepage, here I can show you exactly how you can go about finding CINAHL. So we have a Databases tab, where we can search through our databases if we'd like. We can also come over here to our A to Z list of databases and search in here as well. If I search for CINAHL in here we can see the results CINAHL, and then down here is a link to the full platform of EBSCO databases, but we will go ahead and click CINAHL Complete if we want to enter from here. We also have it available here on our frequently used database, right here. And then the final way to access these is using our subject guides. So we have a subject guide for every discipline on campus. If you click on this list, you'll see all the available topics. I'm going to scroll down to nursing. And if you go into nursing, a guide to library research, here we see lots of different databases that we can try, but we're going to click CINAHL from here. So if I were off campus at this point, it would ask me to log in. I'm on campus currently, so here we are at the CINAHL page. So here again we can see EBSCOhost prominently displayed. Again, that's the name of the platform that provides it. But down here it tells us that within the EBSCOhost platform we are searching CINAHL currently. So here we are at the basic search for CINAHL Complete. We can see here we have a search bar, and then we have another few options. So up here is advanced search. We'll be covering all the advanced search options in another video in this series. We can begin by putting keywords into the box right here and seeing what comes up. We also have this new ability to use this option for natural language search. That allows us to use it sort of maybe the way you might use Google, where you'll type in full sentences or thoughts rather than just the keywords. So we can go ahead and try that right now. So let's search for a question. So I'm asking this question the way I may ask a question to another person rather than a database. And you can see here it gives me 196 results. It's trying to match the different words that I have in my question to questions from the database itself. So here we can see we're matching on vitamin, which is something I actually had in my search. It's also being a little bit smart here and realizing that another word for vitamins is supplements. So you can see it's trying to bring in any article that it thinks might be relevant to my search. If I take off natural language search, it's just going to try to match all of the words directly in my search. So you see I went from 196 results down to 6. So it's a little bit more strict with the searching when you have natural language search turned off. And that a lot of times is actually desirable because we want to do very precise searching. So when you first come in, you may want to use natural language searching, but as you get more specific and wanting to drill down to the topics that you want, it's probably a better idea to turn off natural language search and just try to match the keywords themselves. So if we just do what I'm really interested in is just pregnancy and prenatal vitamins, I can do that search instead. And you can see here I misspelled it, so if I click this, it will correct my query. And so now I've gone from a very small number to 1,035 because it's expanding more out, searching on those keywords. It's not trying to guess what maybe I want and bringing me the most relevant. It's bringing me all of the matching items. So now even when we're in basic searching, there's some different things we can do. There's a list of filters here, which I will cover in another video. There's an option for full text, which I really recommend not actually turning on, because what that will do is it will limit it to only the articles that CINAHL has full text. But as I said earlier, CINAHL will point you out to articles that exist that maybe aren't in that collection, but it will link you over to where we do have it in another database. So I usually keep that turned on so that I'm not limiting my options. We can also limit for peer reviewed, which is usually a good idea. If you're doing research, you probably want the best articles that have been reviewed by people in the field. So if I go ahead and do that, you can see it takes my article results list down to 969. We can also filter based on years. So let's say the past 5 years, because I'm really interested in the most recent research. So now we're down to 221. Finally, source type. Depending on how small your search is, right now I'm only getting academic journals. If I were running a broader search, I may be getting things like evidence-based care sheets or other kinds of documentation. So from here I can see in the results, this is a peer-reviewed academic journal article. I can see the title, I can see a little bit of it, but not the entire thing. So if I click on the title itself, it'll take me into an expanded version where it tells me where the journal is available. It tells me the actual journal itself, some author information, affiliations. Subjects can be handy. These are how CINAHL categorizes this article, and we have another video on CINAHL headings which will explain this a little bit more. But here we can read the full abstract and see if this journal or if this article seems like it's relevant for us. And if we decide that we are interested in finding it, we can click this little button here that says Access Now. And that should take us out of CINAHL and into the journal where we can actually find the article and download the full text. You can also access the articles themselves from the results list by using this button Access Now here. Sometimes you'll see this Access Options button, and what this means is that it not only provides you with the PDF option, but it also provides you with an online full text. So here we can see it's bringing us into a reader that's provided by CINAHL, where it has some new options where you can do things like download it, listen to it, have a table of contents listed for it. So there's some new features that are available in that full text version. The online version provides flexibility for different users who may have accessibility needs, where the PDF ensures that you have access to the original source, so you can see the pages and all of that. So you may not see that PDF option available for all the articles. If you ever do need an accessible version and you're not finding it, please contact the library and we can help you to find an accessible version. There are some additional options too, like you can save this article if you're interested in accessing it again later. In order to save it long term, you will need to sign up for a My EBSCO account. Otherwise, it will only save it during the session that you're actually working. With the My EBSCO account, you can save things longer term. It's not necessary to sign up for a My EBSCO account, but it can help you if you're working on a project and you want to be able to access the article that you've saved longer than just the session that you're in. Otherwise, we have some items here on the side, like we can see what we've saved. We can also see our recent activity, and that can be helpful if you've done several searches and you want to go back to one that was maybe better than the other ones that you had done. Here's one that only had 4 results when I was doing smart text searching. If I want to go back to that one, I can come back to that by clicking on the recent activity. Most of the other options, projects saved, holds and checkouts, have to do with the My EBSCO account. So if you're interested in that, you can ask a librarian. We can help you sign up for an account and figure out what all you can do with that. But otherwise, it's not necessary. And again, you can check your recent activity during the session that you're in. There are some additional options if we click Tools here. If we're looking just for a citation for this article, we can click here, and we can actually decide which kind of citation style we need. So if we need MLA, we can change it to MLA, and go back to APA. So even basic searching provides you with some really nice options for how you can go about searching for articles. Don't forget to watch the other videos in the series to learn more about advanced searching within CINAHL. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask a librarian.